What would I say the key skills that students need to know? They need to know how to use WordPress. Not WordPress.com, but actually how to install a WordPress installation on their own URL. Why their own URL? Because the future belongs to writers who establish themselves as a brand with their own following, covering a specialism from the start. And I try to encourage students to identify that specialism early, get contacts in it, and get stories in it. They need to know how to use Creative Commons to access free content. A lot of the images you see on Caledonian Mercury are actually from Flickr, published under a Creative Commons license. They need to know how to use podcasts, video and audio. They need to know the problems and the benefits of user-generated content, how to moderate it, what the legal position is. They need to know how to use analytics and how to derive business intelligence from using Google Analytics. I'm afraid they need to know about ad sales and ad networks. Now, throughout my career, I've despised advertising and advertising department, but I've had to change that view recently. Journalists need to make money. Most student journalists aren't going to get a job with a news organisation. They are going to have to find their own path. And they need to understand how to monetize that. They need to understand the kind of platforms that they'll be working on. It's not just the web anymore, it's mobile, it's iPad. They need to know how to be a business. They need to know how to generate revenue. They need to know how to market themselves. They need to know profit and loss. They need to know how to do accounts to some extent, or if not how to do accounts, how to find someone who does. Because the future of journalism, or a future of journalism, is networks of specialist journalists coming together to collaborate, to form communities that will sell their ad inventory or some of their content on different platforms on a collective basis. And they need to understand that nobody is out there waiting to give them a job anymore. I mean, it was always hard, it's now impossible. The future of news and the future of public service journalism increasingly is not going to belong to large news organisations because they are going down the toilet. It's going to belong, a large part of it will belong to individual journalists setting themselves up as experts, brands, and leveraging a living out of that. And I think that's a big leap for journalists, a big leap for journalism educators. But we've always been people who tell stories. We've just got to be more imaginative about how we get people to help us make a living out of doing that.